Oh, here's your Backstage pass.
Right, quiet on the set.
Action!
Welcome to Sedona's Backstage Pass with Chandra, presented by Chef Lisa Dahl. This is your inside look into culture, curators, and creative artists. And now, your host, Chandra.
Welcome, my VIPs. You've got your Backstage Pass, and you are in. Get ready for some more behind-the-scenes stories that you'd never know about unless you tuned in here on Sedona's Backstage Pass. I say that every week, and let me just tell you, it's the truth. You know, one of the things that I love most about producing Sedona's Backstage Pass is watching how the threads of our community weave together. I mean, this past week alone, I've been reflecting on how the local arts and events scene is really hitting its stride, with so many of our favorite partners collaborating to make magic happen. I mean, from the energy at this week's Sedona Chamber Mixer to the exciting partnerships and upcoming performances we have on the calendar for the next few weeks. And there's a real sense of momentum here. I want to just take a moment to shine a light on three pillars of that momentum. I'm so proud to continue my partnership with the Sedona International Film Festival. It's an organization that remains a cornerstone of our artistic community. Their dedication to bringing world-class cinematic experiences to our own backyard is truly inspiring. And I'm also thrilled to announce that my In the Living Room music series, which happens at Mary Fisher Theater, which is, of course, part of Sedona International Film Festival, well, it has another wonderful sponsor joining on, and that is the beautiful Tlaquepaque Arts and Shopping Village. So you can see how the collaborations are happening. This is really fun. We got the cinematic prestige of the film festival with the historic, enchanting atmosphere of Tlaquepaque Arts and Shopping Village, and we're creating a cultural synergy, you know, that I know you're going to love it. So be sure to support Sedona International Film Festival and Tlaquepaque Arts and Shopping Village. And a huge thank you to the team at Verve Tents and Events for their incredible work at this past Wednesday's Sedona Chamber Mixer. It happened at Tlaquepaque, of all places. And if you were there and you saw how they transformed the upstairs patio over there at Tlaquepaque into a truly gorgeous space. I mean, it's a beautiful space as it is, but they had like high-top tables and stylish umbrellas. The attention to detail elevated the entire event. And when you're planning your next gathering and want the wow factor that makes a space feel special, Verve Tents and Events is the team to call. They don't just provide equipment, they create an experience. And finally, I have to mention Sedona.biz. Tommy Acosta, who is the man who runs Sedona.biz, has been a fantastic champion for this podcast, and I'm honored to have him join me for a very special evening, which is coming up on July 27th, so mark your calendars. Tommy Acosta and his longtime musical partner, Chicky Brooklyn, and the two of them together is going to be fun. It's going to be an intimate, collaborative night of music and storytelling that you will not want to miss. So make sure you're following Sedona.biz for all the latest updates on our collaboration and all the things that are going on here in Sedona with the best events calendar ever. And I look forward to seeing you there for a night to remember. I'm always very excited to have this gentleman in my studio because there's a lot of creativity that goes on here, but even still, very technical. Things I don't understand. Should have been better at math, I suppose. But anyway, thank you, Luke Sefton of Sefton Engineering, for being here today.
Well, thank you for having me again.
It's always fun. You know, I learn so much about what you do, and we're in a town that seems to be expanding, yes?
Yeah, we're getting more and more tourists and more things going on. Less people, less residents.
Yeah, that's the thing, isn't it?
Yes.
We know last show in June, we talked about residents and how difficult it is for the workforce to actually live here.
Yes.
And so now you're working on a bunch of things, aren't you?
I am. So when I was part of the Verde Valley Economic Organization, we created a nonprofit called the Verde Valley Community Development Organization that identifies needs in the communities that a nonprofit can do. And one of those is housing.
Aha.
So recently we just got donated almost 14 acres from the Kelly Sands He's a big developer in Phoenix that does a lot of apartments and everything. But he had these 14 acres in Camp Verde he donated.
Donated? That is enormous.
A little over $500,000 gift.
I was going to say, what is an acre in Camp Verde?
Oh, boy. I always get that. But I think we're about $50,000, $60,000, maybe $80,000, depending on
for an acre.
Where you're at. Yeah, it went.
Wow.
It used to be 20, and then.
But that's, here, what's an acre? It's like $1 million, is it not?
Getting up towards $1 million.
Unbelievable. There was a time, our economy has fluctuated many times here since Tom and I have been here since 2002, and you've been here since 1987. What was an acre of land back then? Do you know?
I know commercial was around $8 a square foot. But yeah, the commercial here was, you could get lots for $80,000 to $150,000.
Then for commercial, what was it for like a house?
For houses.
For an acre?
Houses, yeah.
70,000, 80,000, yeah?
70,000, 80,000 if I remember right. But
right.
I don't, it's been so long ago I've forgotten.
Right, and now it's close to $1 million.
Now it's close to $1 million on a lot of big lots or commercial lots, definitely.
Wow. Is that going up now, do you think? Is it going to get more intense as time goes on? Or usually that happens, although we did see it fluctuate down.
We did.
2008, things went way down.
Yeah, it slowed down. Sedona, because of where we're at in the scenery and all that, we are pretty insulated from big drops. It's only, if you're buying a house for $2 million and you're getting a loan, you don't need to be house rich and cash poor. So it was, and you saw a lot of like the Airbnbs where they spent a lot of money for the houses, but then the income didn't come.
Oh yeah.
So that it all comes around. So our economy kind of self-rights itself all the time. And unlike being in Phoenix or other big cities or other communities where a housing crisis can wipe out a whole community, here we stay pretty steady and moving forward, and it will still continue to go up in value.
Yeah, so now you're really involved in this organization. We've talked about it, and I want to say there's two of them we're talking about today. There's let's see if I get this right, Verde Valley Community Development Organization,
yep.
Right? And then the one that you just mentioned, that's a different one, is that right? Or is that the same one?
That's the same one. That's
I'm
the
just
same one.
confused deeply.
So there's different ways of housing, to find solutions for housing. There's what they call Section 8, which is like 60% of the AMI, area medium income, or less, and it could be like 20% for the section, what they used to call Section 8. There is also low income housing tax credits, which are competitive. The state gets about $10 million of that a year that they can give out. That's like $100 million a year in tax credits.
Wow.
It's $10 million. Like if they give you $1 million in tax credits for the next 10 years, you get to take off $1 million. You get $1 million a year in tax credits for the next 10 years.
Wow.
So it's $10 million. You take that number, if you get that $1 million, now it's $10 million, full value. You go out and you find an investor. And the investor goes, hey, I really need the tax credits real bad. I'll pay you $1.05 for every dollar. Or sometimes they'll go, we only pay 67 cents for the dollar. So that 10 million is now 6.7 million. Or it's usually running around the 90s.
Interesting stuff. Wow.
So, but depending on that, and then you have HUD financing, and that doesn't necessarily result in lower housing costs. It just makes the risk to the developer less. So,
what risk would that be? Just explain it to us, because this is like, I have no idea about this stuff, and I know a lot of the people listening do not know about this as well. It's very creative thinking, is it not? Mm-hmm. You have to really be creative with numbers and creative with how it all works.
And they have a couple of different programs, but basically it tries to encourage developers and gives them some, and gives the bank some risk aversion on lending money on a HUD finance project because it's backed by the government. And so they can go in and build it and get it at market rate and get it in areas where housing's really needed.
So do we have any HUD projects here?
We do. We
Okay.
do. We
Where?
do. Inspiration at Cottonwood was one of those.
Okay. Was that the Bob Porter?
That was Bob Porter and
Big
Bill
shout out to
Jump.
him.
And Bill Jump.
Right.
With Out of Africa.
Yeah.
And then, and Bill Jump did a lot of HUD like 7,000 apartments back east.
Wow.
The
late Bill Jump, the owner, one of the major, he's the one who literally saved Out of Africa, Wild Animal Park.
And that would be a story in itself.
It is.
Yeah.
I bet you know a lot about
I know
that.
Yeah.
We'll
yeah.
have to talk about that next time in the heat, which will be in August.
Yes.
Because that would make sense, right? The Wild Animal Park.
Get
it?
But yeah, so we got that. And Bob Porter was president of Pulte Homes in the Southwest here, he and his wife.
CC, yeah.
CC.
God bless her.
Yep. And anyways, we got that going. There's the Haven apartments, and those are senior...
Haven House.
Yep. And I think they're building another one.
Oh.
Onto that. But those are kind of the HUD houses. I've done the low-income housing tax credits with the Yavapai Apaches.
Yes, I remember we talked about that.
Yep.
I think we talked about that in May.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah.
And then there's like the Shelby homes, or the Shelby apartments going in at the cities there. And the problem with those types of subsidized rent programs is that, like, to get into the Shelby, you have to earn less than $17 an hour to be able to qualify.
Okay.
Well, as the mayor said the other day, he said McDonald's starts at $19 an hour. And she goes, just think about that.
So somebody who works at McDonald's cannot qualify for that?
For that.
Okay, so this is a weird falling in the cracks type situation, isn't it?
So, and with the Yavapai Apaches, you have to, same thing, you have to have a qualifying income that bases your rent, but once you get in there, you don't have to, if you get a better paying job or whatever, you do that. But what I don't like about it is that you're making people dependent on...
Yeah, they can't make
on
any
the
money.
subsidized.
Yeah.
They either can't make the money, either they have to take a lower paying job, or they don't want to move out because they're making, they're not paying that much. So there's a couple other programs I really like. One is Habitat for Humanity.
Love them, by the way.
Fantastic, and
They're
I would do
incredible.
anything for them. So we just don't want them to hear this podcast.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. Sometimes,
but it's a great program because you go and you build a house in a neighborhood. They have to do their own sweat equity in it.
Like what?
They have to go in and do certain things. If they can build, if they can nail a hammer or use a hammer, they can do that. They can, clean up the site. They'll have different tasks that's their ability to do.
That's very cool.
Or sometimes they'll have them work in the resource store as part of their sweat equity into the project.
That's a great program. I mean, truly great. I have a couple of friends who've had houses built for them, and it saved their lives. I mean,
absolutely.
it just saved their lives. It was so amazing.
And the other is a community land trust, and that's what we're working on with the Verde Valley Community Development Organization. And we can either buy the property, build the home, or we can go into any neighborhood, buy the property, the land. So say the house here in Sedona, we buy a property over here for $500,000. The land is worth $200,000. So that $200,000 goes into a land trust. So then they get a 99-year lease on it for $100 a month to cover the administration. That's just like with the Habitat, and then the rest is kind of like Habitat for Humanity, where the city has a down payment assistance program. So in programs like that, they can qualify for down payment assistance. And right now, if you get that grant from the city and you work in the city at a business in the city for 8 years, they can forgive that grant.
Oh my goodness.
But there's also with Habitat and with they can do, there's other grants available. There's grants that maybe you can't afford the $300,000 now. And we can put a grant up for $100,000 so you can qualify for $200,000. Doesn't mean you get that other $100,000. It just means you're not charged that. And what happens with that is you get the first right of refusal. So the trust, so when you go to sell, the trust can buy it back at market rate, and that person gets all their equity back plus 25, all the money they put into the house plus 25% of the equity.
Wow.
So we want to build. So what these two programs do is they build family wealth. Now the families own something. They're in the community. They have a buy-in to the community. They have. I mean, they just with that they have a real good tie-in to the community.
It's wonderful. When I watch you talking about this, I mean, I'm watching your face, and I'm seeing how you're reacting and all of that. You're really passionate about helping people, about being here for the community. We've talked about this many times. You are a community person. There's no doubt about it. So I'm going to ask you a question that I was asked recently. There's a book called Find Your Why.
Find Your Why.
Find Your Why. Have you ever
I've
heard
heard
of
that.
this?
Or Find Your Cheese.
Yeah, Find Your Cheese. Okay, so tell me, what is your why? Why do you do what you do? I mean, I know it's your living and it's something that you're interested in, obviously, or you wouldn't have gone to school for it. But just down deep, what is it that turns you on about what you do?
Last week it was a while ago, we had a city council meeting to discuss housing. And, it was like we were all on the same sheet of music. We were all sitting there trying to find solutions and stuff to help out our workforce. And I just looked at a couple of them and I said, doing this kind of stuff, it feeds your soul.
Aha.
It feeds your soul of, this is what I want to do. I want to be able to sit there and find solutions for families to be successful. I want, even people I might not like so much. I want everybody to be successful, because if we're all successful, we all ride. All boats rise.
Where does this come from? I mean, where do you think this comes from? This sense of wanting to see everyone as successful. Like, I have my why of, what do I do? And then why do I do what I do? And yours is you want to have everybody feeling like you want to help them on the road to success, right?
Yeah. Well, I think it comes from my parents. My dad was a funeral director and my mom was a nurse. And my dad was very, very much involved in the community. And the same thing. He's like, and we didn't have a lot of money. He gave a lot of his time and stuff like that. And it's like, well, Dad, he would give it, he would give somebody money to gas money or whatever, and it's like, Dad, we're poor too. There was times that we've struggled to pay the bills and bring in the food, and that's, families should be able to enjoy life, enjoy their family, be able to live in a house that they own. It creates their own wealth. And also, with a couple of these programs, we're looking at giving less, if you're spending more than 30% of your income towards housing, you're housing poor, or you're
cash poor,
and you can't afford. I mean, by the time you go and look at the prices of houses in anywhere in the Verde Valley, you buy that, and banks are giving loans up to 45% of your income. And you look at that, you look at taxes, you look at cars, insurance. You have kids, you have food. That's not even part of it.
I know. I don't even know how people have families where they've got 2, 3, 4 kids.
Yeah.
How do they do this? It's like, I tip my hat to them. It's hard. It's difficult. Just insurance alone. We have so many insurance bills. It's incredible. But thank goodness. Because like I was just telling a friend of mine, our friend, Gail Edwards, mutual friend, I was just saying, listen, I have nationwide pet insurance. I'm doing a little commercial for Dottie, right? And so thank goodness I got a check today for half of the bill. But it's expensive though.
It is.
It's not cheap, but it does help in an emergency type situation. And insurance is important. You got to have it. It's expensive though. My gosh, And businesses are hard to run because you've got lots of expenses with that. I'm like, looking at you. Yep. And so I don't know how people do that. Kids want to take lessons and, they want to go places and you want to share things like that with your kids.
And even the art classes and those,
all the
classes other than math, science, and that kind of make well-rounded people.
That's right. And we want to do that. So now this is a passion for you. So I love that. I love the fact of that. And, talking about the community, the creativity of finding a way to make it work, that's really where it's at, right?
Yeah.
That's what turns you on.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's fun. I mean, it's threading the thread through the needle, or it's to get through the regulations, to get through all the community things, and to be able to bring a project forward that's doable, profitable, and economical is really tough. I mean, you can make it expensive and perfect, or you've seen those Venn diagrams, good, bad, expensive, so you have to and there's ways that you can make great projects and be affordable.
So are you like a MacGyver of your business? Have you ever had something like really go a little, like something happened and you're like, uh-oh, we've got to find a remedy here? You ever had that?
All the time. All the time. I get all the calls because they go, just call Luke, he'll figure it out for you.
Oh my gosh, so you are the MacGyver.
So yeah, I get and it's good to have that reputation. It's not so good to be that.
I know, because they call you.
Because they call me, and I got that heart on my sleeve, and I'm like, okay, I got to find a solution. How can we find a solution that can get you out of trouble? But yeah, so yeah, we have to be creative. And I try to teach my people. I said, you can find the easy solution. That's not what we're here for. If you're an engineer, you need to find the decision, the solution that's workable and practical.
Right. It's something people can afford and can actually go, wow, this helped me. Yeah. So I want to kind of move into a different direction. You were a very, very big part of the Jack Jameson Memorial Park, which, by the way, is a beautiful pocket park here in Sedona. And I'll tell you where it's at. There's a little Layla's Bakery kiosk. And you can't miss this park, by the way, because there are flagpoles there. Usually the flags are up, I think, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yep. And because I have to think about that for a minute. And it's a beautiful side pocket park. And we serve on that same committee. And there are sculptures in there from world-renowned sculptors like James Muir. And Susan Cleaver, and the late, great John Soderberg, and just goes on and on.
And Joe Beeler.
And Christine Dufresne.
Yeah.
And just beautiful artwork, and more coming, I think. We've got a couple more coming.
We need to find...
God bless you.
Excuse me.
Yes.
Sorry.
We're having a real show here, guys. We're like real people here.
Live. We can't cut that out.
No, you can't cut that part
But no,
out.
we have a few more spots that we can put some tourists there and stuff, or put some more sculptures there, definitely.
Yeah.
And then...
So those of you who are listening, if you want to donate a sculpture to that park, we are looking for 2 more. We've been working on this park. You've been working on this park for how long?
Boy, it's probably been 20 years.
20 years.
I think I got to go back to look when it was first put together.
I mean, really. I mean, incredible. And we're pretty full, but I think we do have 2 more spots, maybe 3. So we're looking for donations as far as like artwork that fits the park.
Yeah.
And if not, we have to fundraise for that. And we have fundraised for years. And I've been on that committee now for at least 10 years, if not more. I think it's 10 years, yeah. And Jill Gallia, who is the owner with her husband, Pete Gallia, of the Sedona New Day Spa, another sponsor of the show, her father was Jack Jameson.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And so this is a very big community project, is it not?
It is. And we're recognizing what's nice is we got a lot of the artists here locally, and we're able to memorialize them there. So, it's been fantastic. I mean, look at we had James and Linda Muir are just great friends, and they're just fantastic people. He did the chapel.
Yeah,
and
the Chapel of the Holy Cross. Yeah,
and the
big sculpture in the roundabout there. He just did that recently.
But he has a lot of that. And Joe Beeler, his statue's in Uptown of him.
Yeah, and his son Jody Beeler helped us make that happen.
And Jody and Monica are just great people here in the community.
Sure.
And then John Soderberg. John Soderberg was, he did so much for this community.
He sure did.
I love the way he would always do, he would take all his kids, he would take the kids at the grade school, teach them how to do their sculpture.
Oh, he was wonderful.
And then he would have an art show.
Oh, gosh. It doesn't get any better than that. Teaching kids sculpturing, how to sculpture something and with their hands.
Yep.
Yep. Are you also involved? I'm going to talking about hands. Are you also involved in anything with the community gardening? Like there's a couple of groups like that. Have you ever been involved in any of that?
Other than Rotary, but no, I can't grow anything.
You don't have, so you have to give me all your plants.
Yeah. Plants come to me. Plants that come to me die.
Oh, no. You'll be now sending them to me because I will take care of them for you. But as far as community, so Jack Jameson Memorial Park, you guys check it out. Now, you did the engineering for that park, did you?
Many years ago, yeah.
Yeah. When was that?
Boy, I don't know. That was back in probably early 2000s.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, okay. It wasn't that long ago.
Yeah. No, it was. Yeah,
well, that had to be 20 some odd years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, well, that's 26 years ago now.
Yeah, the trees are gorgeous there. In the spring, they bloom.
Oh, yeah.
They're beautiful. So make sure you take a look at that when you come into town. Jack Jameson Memorial Park. It's nice to have a little picnic there. There's some benches. There's a whole bunch of, and the military park is right there. It's kind of part of the whole thing.
Yeah, and we got to plant a tree there for Cynthia Richmond.
Yes, Cynthia Richmond.
Away.
Yeah, she was on our committee for years.
Years and years.
Wonderful, wonderful person. Well, this has been awesome. I can't believe that we have literally run out of time. Can you imagine? It's it happens so fast, doesn't it?
It does.
Do you want to leave us with something here regarding community at all?
I'll be working with the Verde Valley Community Development Organization to get to go out to businesses, and we're going to ask businesses to sign up as members, and they'll get a window sign, kind of like what the chamber does. Is that so that we can show that, get awareness out there that we're trying to do this housing project and do this land trust and try to get businesses involved too. So I'll be going out and asking some businesses to donate.
I love it.
Not much, but
it's something, right?
It's something.
And it's good. It's good for everyone to do that. So SeftonEngineering.com, correct?
Yes.
SeftonEngineering.com.
SeftonEngineeringConsultants.com.
There we go. Sorry. SeftonEngineeringConsulting.com. Can they find any information out about that organization on your website?
I should put it on there.
Yes, I think I'm doing your website, so that's.
Yes.
I'm writing that down right now.
Okay.
It's one thing to do.
We will have to
there
do
we
that.
Go.
Yes.
So there will be a little link there so that you can get to that organization and find out about it. Mm-hmm. So thank you, Luke, for being with me again. It's always a pleasure, and thank you. We learn so much, don't we? The creativity of community and
we almost
building.
solved every problem of the world.
Yes, we do have a tendency to do that.
Yeah.
Anyway, thank you for being here, and everybody who's listening, stay with me. I'll be right back. You can taste it in every bite. For over 30 years, Chef Lisa Dahl has redefined what it means to dine in Sedona, serving soulful and handcrafted cuisine inspired by love, artistry, and community. From the original little kitchen at Dahl and DeLuca to the majestic spirit of Mariposa to the couture flair of Butterfly Burger, every experience is elevated, every ingredient intentional. In every dish, you experience Lisa's lifelong mantra, when you cook, you feed the soul. To learn more about Lisa Dahl and the Dahl restaurants, please visit cheflisadahl.com.
When your project demands precision, experience, and trust, turn to Sefton Engineering Consultants. From expert civil engineers to construction management, we deliver real-world solutions that stand the test of time. With over 30 years in the business, Luke Sefton's team is committed to getting your project done right, on time, and on budget. Sefton Engineering Consultants. Reliable, experienced, personal. Learn more at SeftonEngineeringConsultants.com.
Here's more of Backstage Pass with Chandra, brought to you by Chef Lisa Dahl.
My second guest is somebody that I absolutely adore. I'm not the only one in Sedona that adores this individual. She's adored by many. Okay, I'm going to give you a hint for those of you who are listening who are from Sedona. She is the only lifetime honorary commander at Luke's Air Force Base with the 944th Fighter Wing Reserves. Does that bring any kind of... She also has a huge connection to Lucille Ball. And if you haven't guessed by now, I'm just going to introduce her. Thank you, Terrie Frankel, for being here with me today. This is so much fun to have you in my studio.
It's an honor. I am thrilled to be here. So thank you for inviting me.
Really, it's so good. So a lot's happened. We all know in the community a lot has happened. You know, for those of you who don't know Terrie, you've been living here for a really long time. How long have you lived here?
30 years.
30 years.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. And in the last 15 years, is it 15?
Yeah.
You were with Fred Shin. And he just made his passage, and I'm so sorry. This is tough stuff. The entire community is mourning along with you. And so you have to know that you have all of our support because we are with you on this. And you're doing all right.
I'm great. He was the only man I ever loved. He taught me how to love, and he taught me how to be on time, which is kind of a funny story.
Tell us about it. You're never on time? Is that what happens?
Well, I never was on time, but for our first date, I made some matzo ball soup and some smoked salmon to bring over to his home. And I called him and I said, I'm going to be about 10 minutes late. He said, well, forget it. Just forget it. Don't come over.
Oh.
I didn't realize he had Dewey and Carol, his friends, waiting there with him because he didn't trust being alone with me.
He didn't trust you. What did he think was going to happen? Come on.
I don't know.
That is so funny.
But he let me come over. The funny thing is, I became absolutely on time, and I was always on time for everything for the 15 years we were together, except the day that the St. John Vianney had his funeral mass. I was approached by someone there and said, okay, where are Fred's ashes? And I said, oh my God, I left him at home. So Mike Schrader drove me home.
Oh.
I picked up his ashes and brought them. So I made him late for his own funeral.
I think this is hysterical. You know, when I heard this, I was like, oh, you know, this is out of a comic, a movie. A comedic film, you know what I mean?
You're very funny.
No, it was like really good, actually. I thought it was very cool, and everybody. I don't know did you know what happened when you went away?
No.
So the music director, get this, the music director, God bless him, decided that everybody should stand up and tell stories to each other about Fred.
Oh,
so
sweet.
What happened, he turned all of that into this really special moment for, I don't know, 10, 15 minutes. And then he went through the music that was going to be played, and he told people we'd be singing along. I mean, he did a phenomenal job.
I did not know that, and I'm thrilled. He was wonderful. Tim Smith,
Yes.
is head of music at St. John Vianney, the best.
Really good. So
Yeah.
we took a little break, and I said, "Oh, Tim, that was fantastic."
And you and me, Shin, sang our version of the Lord's Prayer. Oh, it was amazing.
It was.
And then afterwards, Chandra, you, and the three divas, Jennie, Carol, and Susanna Martin, all three of you performed and entertained for everyone in the back of the church.
Yeah, it was like
great.
a reception hall, the family room. I have to tell you, it was like a celebration.
Yeah.
It wasn't like, it actually was a celebration. It was the closest to a wake that I have ever sung for, really. And it was fun.
Yeah.
People were smiling. Fred was he must have been so happy. Really.
Well, Beth Gold made the food for it, and she said, what are his favorite foods? And I said, well, tomato soup, mac and cheese, pierogies, and also he liked apple fritters, and so she made all of his favorite foods, and it was great. And then his son, Kurt, did the most amazing eulogy. It was terrific. And then his daughter, Deborah Shin, she did there's a Catholic name for it. Anyway, but she was great, and everybody was wonderful.
It was wonderful. It was truly lovely. Yeah. And so...
you did the military.
And Tom and I did the military in the cemetery, the
Sedona Community Cemetery the next day. Unbelievable. And the Army gave an Army send-off.
That was amazing.
And the Marines from Cottonwood, they were terrific. They did a three-gun salute. It was great.
It was 48 hours of celebrating the wonderful Fred Shin.
Yeah.
It was lovely. So now I'm going to kind of switch gears here because I want to talk to you. I know that you're a twin, Jennie. The two of you were Doublemint Twins, right? Everybody knows about the Doublemint Twins in Sedona. They may not even, some of people, not many, but some people may not have connected it to you, but they do know about that. And when you were working the USO, and you worked many USOs, right, in Vietnam, during the Vietnam War?
Yes. Well, it was actually one trip. We performed about 36 times all over the country. Unlike Bob Hope, we just had our accordions, guitar, clarinet, and it was a small group from Chicago with Joey Bishop and Sarah Sue, Tony Diamond, and Sig Zagowitz.
Incredible. Love it. What was Joey like?
Oh, he was very nice. He was definitely attracted to Jennie, I'll say that.
Everybody seemed to be attracted to Jennie.
That's true.
I mean, there was even a book that the two of you wrote about. Was that like all Jennie?
Mostly Jennie, yeah.
Yeah, and we're talking about a bestseller book called You'll Never Make Love in This Town Again.
Okay, now that book...
That's not a biography, right?
No, it's not.
No.
If you sell 50,000 copies of a book, you get on the New York Times bestseller list. And our book sold 450,000 copies, five hardcover, 2 softcover, and an audio tape. But what happened is, originally, about a year before, I was working for Dove Books, and I got a call from the head of Dove Books, Michael Wiener. He said, "I'm here with the head of Mike Walker of the National Enquirer, and we're going to be doing a book about O.J. Simpson." So I ended up being flown out to his home in Stowe, Vermont, and worked with Mike Walker, and we wrote the book called Nicole Brown Simpson, Private Diary of a Life Interrupted by Faye Resnick. And they said, well, you're not going to get credit for it. We'll get a mention, but we want to give you another book to write. You'll Never Make Love in This Town Again. Oh. So, because one of the girls, Lisa Greer, her sister was a Heidi Fleiss hooker.
Oh, you're kidding me.
She had a lot of great stories about being with famous men.
Oh.
Now, most of the five girls we interviewed were not paid to have sex. Isn't that going to sound funny? They had sex with these famous men just to say they had sex with the famous men. Really.
Hysterical.
So it's very interesting, but we had everybody in there. It was amazing. So Howard Stern said, you have got to buy this book. And so did Geraldo. And it immediately became a bestseller overnight.
Well, when you have endorsements like that, that's going to help you tremendously. And I had friends that were in from California, and they knew about this book.
Yeah.
And I had an extra copy, so I was able to give it to them. They were like thrilled. They were so excited. So that was really fun. So I have to ask you, when you wrote that book, did you feel a little anxious about using other people's names, like some of these stars?
Yeah, absolutely. We felt guilty.
Did
about
you?
it, really guilty, yeah, because some of them were friends. And trying to think of the guy who wrote... There was a really wonderful man. He was, I'm trying to think of his name anyway. He wrote a very famous book, and he was a good friend of ours. We felt very guilty about using his name, but he was a good friend of Michael Wiener's. Michael Wiener knew all these people, but his goal was to make money. And none of them sued. None of them, because all of the stories were true that we relayed. And Jennie had a wonderful sense of humor. She made things funny, interesting, and we did a really great job. It was a book you couldn't put down. It was sort of a cross between the National Enquirer and a serious book. But it just hit. It hit a great audience. I always say if you have a New York Times bestseller, it's a fluke. Well, this was a fluke.
I have to tell you, I read that book, and I thought it was fun. And it didn't feel icky or like all telling and, trying to get people in trouble or anything like that. It didn't have a flavor of anything even remotely close to that. And I think that really atoned with people because it was just fun. It was crazy.
It was fun, and actually the Phoenix Library had 5 copies. All of the libraries had copies.
Okay, I have a question for you.
Sure.
You don't have to answer it, but I have to ask you this question because it's on this topic. Was there any star that you wanted to be with and never did, but wanted to?
John Lennon. When I came back from Hong Kong, some people asked me to a party, and I don't know how they got me into the party because they were not invited. And John Lennon looked across at me and said, and there was a connection. And
wow.
And nothing ever happened because they asked us to leave the party.
Oh, you're kidding me.
We weren't invited.
You crashed the party?
Well, it wasn't my idea. These people said, hey, 2 guys, hey, you want to go to a party? So I
that's so
joined them.
funny.
Yeah, so it was like the thing that got away.
Okay, so that was the guy that went away. Funny.
Yeah.
I love it. So got a question for you. You're on tour. What was the scariest moment in Vietnam working the USOs with Jennie?
Well, they would take us out in the boonies where these servicemen would be waiting for hours with their shirts off in the sun. And we didn't realize they were like drawing straws and they were handpicked to even be there because it was very difficult for to qualify to be, to listen to a show in the boonies. So there was one place that we were at, and they took us out in C-130s, Hueys, Jeeps, and we were in one place that was pretty far away from Saigon. Every night we would be going back to Saigon and staying at the Saigon Hilton. Well, this night it was getting late, so they said, well, we'll just have your troop sleep in tents. They had tents, and about 2 a.m, we were rousted up, and they said that VC were seen in the area.
Uh-oh.
So they popped out the windows on the helicopters, threw us in the helicopters, took off into the night skies, and delivered us to Saigon. And Tan Son Nhut Air Base, it kind of breaks my heart because I think of all the people, how many of those amazing men made it back.
Yeah, I know. It's so hard, isn't it?
Oh, it is. It's almost like a little PTSD. Whenever I see things about Vietnam, yes.
Yeah, like the wall. That's rough.
We died. I went in an honor flight with my brother-in-law, too, and saw the Vietnam Wall.
Did you see the Vietnam Wall when it was here?
Oh, yeah, here. Well, I was on many of the committees that brought in the Welcome on Vietnam Veterans Day.
Yeah, but thank you for that. And, you are so active in this community. You are a community leader.
Oh.
I mean, there's so many things. You created the monument with Dave Blauert, the USO monument. That was your idea. And a matter of fact, thank you very much because Tom and I are on that monument at the Verde Valley Military Park. And there you are with Jennie. And you're very involved with Safeco, which is, what does it stand for? Because Jack Ross, tip my hat to that man for taking over and creating this. It's for the Marines, is that right? Safeco is all the armed forces, isn't it?
It is, but it started with the Marine Corps League of Sedona, which eventually morphed into that. And then I joined the Verde Valley Marine Corps League in Cottonwood. So, and definitely I'm involved with the Safeco, but they helped to get together this amazing columbarium at the Sedona Community Cemetery.
That's right.
And it's for veterans and first responders to be able to have their ashes put in a place to be honored. And how that started, years ago when I was with the Marine Corps League, someone said, we have a Vietnam veteran and he needs a place to be buried. Well, there were no places in this town. So I went to Greer Mortuary and I said, is there any way we could maybe have a place here in Sedona for veterans? And she said, well, I'll work on it. And it took many, many years. Then Mike Wise, who is some amazing man, he became president of the committee for the
Sedona Community Cemetery.
And he's the one who gave the okay.
Oh, was Mike.
And it was shepherded by by Camilla and Jack Ross, and Fred came up with the idea, hey, let's add first responders, because Fred started the Sedona Police Volunteer Group and the Sedona first field support unit, and he helped to escort over 500 prisoners from Sedona to Camp Verde, Prescott, and Flagstaff.
It's amazing to me. I mean, isn't it interesting that in your career as a singer-songwriter, and I mean, you're a wonderful songwriter, fabulous, and an excellent singer in the day. I mean, really good. And you and Jennie, and you were in the USO, and it's followed you. It's been part of your life, the military, and how you've been able to turn that and really serve our community and other communities, people from all over who've come to live here in Sedona with the columbarium, with the military parks, all of that. Thank you. Thank you for all that you do.
Oh, thank you. You're welcome, and thank you for your service, because you were part of that USO too as well.
Yes, absolutely worked the USOs. As a matter of fact, as a child, my mother was writing shows for the USO in Amarillo, Texas, of all places. My dad was in the Air Force, and she was recruiting my sister and I to be in those shows. So we were actually working for the USO there as kids. That was interesting. And then later, of course, I worked for them with my bands and stuff. So now let's talk about the fact that you just won an enormous award. It wasn't Philanthropist of the Year. They wanted to give this to you. This is the Arizona Community Foundation, you guys. This is not just any foundation or an organization, rather. This is the Arizona Community Foundation. They help get money to nonprofits around the state, let alone Sedona. You won. What was the award?
It was the Lifetime Philanthropy Award.
The Lifetime Philanthropy
Award.
Hello. Yeah, it was incredible. And they don't give that one away, do they?
No, rarely
Often.
do they, but I was blessed. Mary Bird, I believe, recommended me. Lisa Galinsky.
Oh, yeah. Lisa was one of the ones that nominated you for sure.
Yeah.
She told me that recently. Yeah.
What an honor.
What an honor. And I was there. You know, one of my closest friends, Al Camello, Tom and I adore him. And he and I went. And thank you, Mary Bird. She got us there. And I just have to say, it was amazing because not only did you win the award, you gave checks out to people. I mean, for those of you who don't know, when you win, and I've won twice. Tom and I won once, and then I won another one that's Community Collaborator. And I have to tell you, they give you $1,000 check that you can spend on a nonprofit in Sedona, right? Okay, you won that, and then you gave away checks. It was like, I've never seen anybody do that before. I think the entire audience was in shock.
I was so lucky. I said to them, can I double what you're giving me to give it? I chose the Terrie Frankel Habitat for Humanity. It's for veterans and critical need for veterans and their families. And what they do is they build handicap ramps, they repair roofs, they put air conditionings in the homes for people who cannot afford it. Wow. So she said, sure. So I doubled that. And then I said, I really couldn't decide which of all of these wonderful charities that I contribute to, that I would love to contribute to. She said, well, just go for it, whoever you want to give it to. So I ended up giving it to the Marines Assisting Marines, to the, I guess several.
Oh, so, yeah, it was like 4 or 5 even. I was like, what is going on here?
Yeah.
People were in shock.
Yeah.
I was looking around the room. It was like people were really taken aback by that. It was a beautiful moment.
The hospice, particularly, because they were so wonderful to Fred the last few months of his life.
Oh,
so
yeah.
They have a hospice, something that contributes to people's families to help them with hospice. And it was great.
Yeah, it was like, thank you for that. And I have to tell you, Al and I talked about it all the way back. And it was like this. All those people in that room got educated because you were giving. You won an award and you gave back to the nonprofits. And it was like watching that was pure joy. I was sitting there thinking, one day I want to be able to do that. So brilliant. I love it. Okay, I have a question. Have you ever forgotten your lyrics to a song that you knew like the back of your hand on stage?
No.
Okay.
Never.
It's happened to me. Oh yeah.
Fun.
Oh yeah. Just making up the words as I go. I remember looking at my husband, partner across from me singing Beauty and the Beast, and I was singing lyrics that did not ever exist. And he was going along with it just like it was meant to be.
Wow.
Then afterwards he went, "Oh, nice lyrics."
When you and Tom sang Here's to You, Red, White, and Blue, and it was the world premiere, and it was at the Gatlin Brothers fundraiser for the Verde Valley Community Military Park.
Yeah.
You were amazing in how you remembered the words. It was great. And then in the middle you said, do we have any veterans here? Will you please stand up? And just about the whole audience stood up.
And it was incredible.
Oh, and you can actually see that on YouTube if you look up.
Yeah, that's right.
Here's to You, Red, White, and Blue, Tom and Chandra. It was great.
We had a wonderful time. I want you to know that when we went on tour, and we did several tours together throughout Arizona, we were just performing for 700-800 people at a time. Just like that night, there was that was at the Mingus
high school.
Yes, it was the high school, the Performing Arts Center, and it seats like 950 people, I think. And it was pretty packed. And so anyway, we would always finish our shows with that song.
I love it.
And I mean, people would just stand and cheer. It's such a great song.
Fred and I loved it. We loved it. Yeah.
Yeah, the two of you wrote that song. It was wonderful.
Thank you.
I mean, really great.
You
Okay,
know,
go ahead. Yeah.
Senator John McCain actually met us at the Prescott. They had a big affair, and they played our song on a bus across America to get people to sign up to vote. And he met us there, and they played that song
Wow.
for him. It was a thrill.
You know, I miss him.
Me too.
He's somebody that really, just the most sweetest, sincere. From what I could tell, I've seen him do talks off, kind of like they would capture him, not trying to impress anybody. He was kind. He was always kind to both Democrats and Republicans. And I love that about him. And he went with his own feelings. He did his research, and he was a wonderful person. And I miss him.
Well, he was a prisoner of war when we were there performing.
Ooh.
So he said, Terrie, I want to thank you for what you and your troupe did for us in Vietnam.
Wow.
Yeah.
Where did you meet him?
I actually first met him at the Sedona High School. I had a menu from Vietnam, and I wanted 3 people to sign it, my twin and I. So we had John Kerry, Don McCain, and whoever ran with John Kerry that year, Colonel something. Anyway, so I've got signatures of all 3 of them. But I first met him there when I brought the menu, and I said, would you please sign this? He signed it. Then, about 3 years later, we were asked to come to Prescott by the Republican women. And they said, we'd like you to meet Senator John McCain. And the bus came in, and he was here with his wife. And it was just wonderful. They played our song, and it was very, Fred was there, of course. We got a picture with John McCain. It was a thrill and a half.
Wonderful.
Oh, by the way,
yes.
Everybody used to mistake Fred for John McCain.
Oh, I can see that, kind of.
He looked just like him. So we'd be at a grocery store or anywhere, and people would come up and say, oh, hello, Mr. McCain.
Oh, that is so funny.
We
I
had a
love that.
Kick out of that.
That's so great. Well, I can't believe it. We've run out of time, but I want to thank you so much for being here and being on Sedona's Backstage Pass. It's been a pleasure pleasure. You're going to have to come back. You will come back, yes?
Oh, yes. Thank you.
Okay,
I'm honored.
This is good. Terrie Frankel.
Matter of fact, I'll spend the night.
Well, there you go. We'll have a different kind of podcast. It'll be like, okay, Terrie and Chandra are drinking a little wine, staying up all night, doing Sedona's Backstage Pass. I love it. Well, thank you, Terrie, for being here.
Thank you.
Remember, everybody, when you see Terrie Frankel out in the community, say hi and thank you. All right, thank you again, and I'll be right back. Stay with me.
You've explored the trails, stood in awe of the red rocks. Now discover how Sedona became Sedona. The Sedona Heritage Museum tells the story of Red Rock country, from ancient cultures to today's vibrant community. It's interactive, family-friendly, and open year-round, indoors and out. Sedona Heritage Museum, preserving and sharing the soul of Red Rock country. Plan your visit at sedonamuseum.org or call 928-282-7038.
Take a deep breath and let it go. At Sedona's New Day Spa, your escape begins the moment you arrive. Enjoy luxurious massages, rejuvenating facials, and native-inspired body treatments. Every moment is designed to restore balance and renew your spirit. Voted Sedona's Best Day Spa, this is more than self-care. It's your sanctuary. Book your experience today at sedonanewdayspa.com or call 928-282-7502.
Need a clean car fast? Come to Cleaner Quicker Car Wash. We'll have you sparkling and back on the road in minutes. Whether you're after a quick shine or a deep clean, you'll get top quality service, eco-friendly soaps, and smiles all around. Drive up, shine up, and feel good, all without slowing down your day. And look like a star in your car. Located in West Sedona on Highway 89A. For more information, visit cleanerquickercarwash.com.
Here's more of Backstage Pass with Chandra, brought to you by Chef Lisa Dahl.
Okay, it may sound redundant to you, but it never does to me when I say that I have the best guests ever. I do. I just do. They are phenomenal. Oh, do you hear that? You know what this means. It's time for my shameless Chandra spot. You've heard me talk about the energy that my partners and I are building here in Sedona and the Verde Valley. And for me, being the one to hold the microphone in many cases is an honor. As a singer-songwriter and actor myself, I know firsthand how much heart and energy goes into each performance, and that perspective informs everything that I do. People often ask me, Chandra, how do you balance all of this that you're doing? Well, between my songwriting projects, performing as a singer-songwriter and actor, coaching students, officiating weddings, moderating and producing my podcast, truth be told, yes, it is a lot, and I absolutely love it. Whether I'm in the studio crafting a new song or performing on stage or hosting an artist in the living room music series, my goal is basically the same: to create something fun, real, truly wonderful, make you feel something or help you to feel something. So when you book me for an event or when you join me for a concert or let's say maybe Dead Culture Society, which is the musical that I co-wrote, I wrote all the music to that with my creative partner Dev Ross and the great cast and all of that, whatever it is, it really is about giving an opportunity for you to feel something and also for songs and music and stories to be seen and heard. Now, I'm currently booking upcoming events and including the holidays. So if you're looking for someone who doesn't just show up, but actually cares about the narrative and the soul of your event, let's connect. Head on over to my website at chandramusic.com, join my mailing list, stay in the loop for every concert, every theater performance, and update. So thanks for indulging me for being a listener on Sedona's Backstage Pass, and thank you for showing up in support of our local artists in the Living Room Music Series at the Mary Fisher Theater. Your participation truly matters to me and to all the artists, and the Sedona International Film Festival, of course. So let's keep making the magic happen in Sedona. I want to thank you so much for tuning in again today. And remember, these are weekly podcasts. And I want to thank my sponsors because without them, I would not be able to do this podcast show. So thank you to the Sedona Heritage Museum. Make sure you go visit them. They're uptown Sedona. Sefton Engineering, when you need some engineering for a new home, let's say, or a commercial building. Cleaner Quicker Car Wash. Of course, to get your car looking sparkling brand new. Sedona New Day Spa, when you really need to rejuvenate and treat yourself to something special. Sedona.biz, when you want to find out what's going on in Sedona. And my presenting sponsor, the Dahl Restaurant Group, and Chef Lisa Dahl, with all 6 of her beautiful restaurants, Mariposa, Pisa Lisa in the village of Oak Creek and also West Sedona. And then, of course, Dahl and DeLuca and Cucina Rustica in the village of Oak Creek. Thank you so much again to my guest, Terrie Frankel, and also the wonderful Luke Sefton of Sefton Engineering. I will be back next week. You come with your VIP pass, and I'll get you in. And until then, have a wonderful, wonderful week, and take care.